Hello. So I guess I've been talking to Andrew for a few months online, but it was only a couple of months ago that we actually met in real life. Just before I came home from Liverpool, he said, "Let's go out for coffee," and I said, "Yeah, what?" It was textual, so no, right. We went out, right. Oh. Anyway, so I have this new friend called Andrew, and he recently he went he did a walk along along Hadrian's Wall, and I thought that was kind of impressive because I don't know, I've had these ideas for like a really long time to do something like walk down the country or something like that, but I've never actually, I've always thought, I've always thought, oh, you've got to do smaller walks first and preparations and all that, and it's always just seemed like a crazy idea to me, and like, oh, I've never actually done anything like it. But then he just did it. I mean, it probably took him more preparation and so forth than I imagine, but from my perspective it just seemed like he just wanted to go walk along Hadrian's Wall and then actually followed through and did it, and that's pretty good with him, it's quite an accomplishment. And how far was it? 84 miles, I think it was. Yeah, that seemed pretty good. I mean, I think it's quite good when someone, has an idea or an ambition or a dream, and they do it. It's pretty good when people want to do things and stuff that they don't have to do. It's not like it's not going to affect his job or anything in any way. He just wanted to do that thing, and that's good. And get out there and do it. I like that. Anyway, I was reading this book recently. It's kind of it seems like kind of a boring book at times because it's a lot like real life, this book, because there's a character in it who's had a divorce, a character who's just a tenant, some children, they're just normal people, effectively, just reading what could be just normal everyday life. So it's not like something gripping or exciting is happening, it's just like normal stuff is happening. They're having breakfast, they're going to school and all that sort of stuff. It's called Marshmallows for breakfast. But it was kind of, it was like a light-hearted, it's a light sort of holiday read, I guess. Just normal stuff. But there is a few things in it that make me think. I turned down a couple of the pages in it because they sort of reminded me of something that I said to Andrew, and I'll read those parts out. There's on page 160 it says he cracked open the cold start again. He cracked open the cold all of the words begin with the letter C. He cracked open the cold condensation covered can and offered it to me. But this video is just rubbish now. He cracked open the cold condensation covered can and offered it to me. It was such a small, simple thing that changed everything for me. It was one of the nicest things anyone had ever done for me. The simple act of opening a can showed me that in that moment, in doing such an insignificant thing, he thought of me. And then on page 202 it says, he didn't realise that it was often the smallest gesture, the most subtle look, the simplest of words that could change everything. For me and Will, it had been him opening a beer bottle and handing it to me that made me fall in love with him. And there were quite a lot of phrases in the book a bit like that, like I think it was a small moment that caused the divorce in the book to have occurred rather than a big event. It was a small thing that changed in a relationship that caused such things, and it was small things that caused good relationships to form, like the can being opened, or a door being held open. These tiny little gestures transformed relationships, or like the catalyst or whatever. I don't know, but it reminded me of something I said to Andrew. I'm not going to it's not exactly like in the book, I'm not going to say it's like that, but I recall we went out for coffee, and we went into the place, and then he asked me what I would like, and then just sort of said stay here, and then he went and got it and dealt with it and all of that, and it was like I think I said in that moment, that sort of thing, it sort of changed the dynamic of what was going on, and running around all over the place. Yeah, I said it made me feel safe, because we'd never met before or anything, and I said that I felt safe then because he was taking care of everything and all of that, and yeah, so it's not exactly like in the book or anything. I'm just saying that the small gestures are a thing that do matter effectively, and I think maybe it is the small gestures that suggest who you are as a person, because they're not the big gestures are the things you might get praise for or something, but the small things are the things you just do. They're just instinctively part of your personality, I guess. The small things you just do without really expecting massive things to happen. Yeah. I also said that Andrew is probably the second person to have brought me coffee ever who isn't related to me. But no, I'm not going to say, and I'm not going to do the but aspect. I'm just going to say the small gestures matter to your personality, and that's the thing I was thinking about while reading this book, is that the small gestures matter to your personality and to how things can be perceived, and how you feel in a situation in reality.